Let me ask you something real, my friend. Have you ever felt like life after 70 became quieter on the outside, but a little heavier on the inside? Like the world keeps moving, yet your days begin to feel smaller, slower, and more familiar than you ever expected? It's not because of age alone. It's because of small daily habits that slowly take away joy without us noticing. In this video, we're going to talk about 11 simple things you can gently let go of to feel lighter, healthier, and more peaceful again. Not big changes, not sudden lifestyle overhauls, just small shifts that make life feel more open and alive. You have already lived through so much. You've carried families, responsibilities, and decades of memories. Now, this part of life is about protecting your peace. Before we begin, tell me, which state are you watching from? I'd love to know.
1. Quit forced friendships. You know, one of the hardest lessons we learn later in life is that not every person who has been in our life needs to stay in our life. For many years, you may have kept certain friendships because it felt polite, familiar, or expected. Maybe you answered calls you didn't want to answer, listened to conversations that left you tired, or kept relationships that felt one-sided. Not because you wanted to, but because you didn't want to hurt anyone. But at this age, your time and energy are precious. They are not unlimited. They deserve to be protected. When you spend time with people who complain, criticize, gossip, or pull your mood down, your body feels it. Your shoulders tighten. Your heart feels heavy. Your mind becomes tired. This isn't just emotional. It is physical. Stress hormones rise. Blood pressure goes up. Your joy slowly fades without you realizing why. A real friend at this stage of life should make you feel lighter, not heavier. You should feel understood, respected, and safe in their presence. You should be able to be your real self, not someone pretending to stay agreeable. So allow some relationships to naturally fade. You do not need to explain, argue, or defend your feelings. Quiet distance is enough. Choose the people who make you smile. Choose the ones who listen with kindness. Choose the ones who remind you that your heart still matters. You've given love your whole life. Now, let love return to you.
2. Quit eating only for convenience. Let's talk honestly. Eating for one can feel different. When the house is quiet and there's no one to cook for, it's easy to think, why make a whole meal? So we reach for whatever is quick. Canned soup, frozen dinners, crackers, cereal. Something just to fill the stomach and move on. But over time, those easy foods begin to take more from you than they give. Most of them are high in salt, sugar, and preservatives. They don't nourish the body, and they don't support your energy. They may leave you feeling tired, foggy, or even a little down without knowing why. Your body after 70 needs good fuel, gentle, real food that supports your heart, your memory, and your strength. And it doesn't have to be fancy or complicated to be healthy. A simple egg with some spinach, a bowl of fresh fruit, a roasted sweet potato, a cup of warm soup you make yourself with a few real ingredients. More importantly, cooking for yourself is not just about the meal. It is an act of self-respect. It's a small way of saying, I still matter. My health still matters. Start with one fresh meal this week. Put on some music. Move slowly. Enjoy the process. Even cutting a tomato with care can make you feel present and alive. Your body has carried you through decades. It deserves food that supports it, not just food that's convenient. Feed yourself with kindness. You're worth that. 3. Quit avoiding movement because of pain. I understand this better than you think. When your knees ache, when your back feels tight, or when getting up from a chair takes effort, your first instinct is to rest. You tell yourself, If I move less, I'll hurt less. But the truth is gently different. When we stop moving, the body becomes even stiffer. The joints become tighter, the muscles weaken, and the pain slowly increases instead of easing. Your joints are like small hinges. They stay healthy when they are used. Movement helps release synovial fluid, which is the body's natural lubrication, like oil in a machine. Without movement, that fluid slows, and everything feels harder. But movement does not mean exercise in the way younger people talk about it. You do not need gyms, weights, or long walks. You only need small, gentle, daily motions. Walk around your home for a few minutes every hour. Lift your arms slowly while sitting. Do soft stretches while watching TV. Stand up and sit down a few extra times to strengthen your legs. Even slow steps count. Your goal is not to be fast or strong. Your goal is to stay free, to move with less fear and more confidence. One of my patients once told me, "I still have pain, but now it whispers instead of shouts." That is the power of gentle movement. Start small. Move with patience. Your body will thank you every single day. 4. Quit biting your tongue. For many years, you have been the peacemaker. You stayed quiet to avoid arguments, to keep harmony in the family, to not upset friends, children, or relatives. You learned to swallow your feelings because you were taught that being polite was more important than being honest. And maybe that was necessary once. But now, staying silent can quietly hurt your heart. When you hold your feelings inside, they do not disappear. They stay in your chest, heavy and unspoken. You may smile on the outside, but inside you feel unheard, overlooked, or invisible. And that silent stress can affect your mood, your sleep, even your health. You have earned the right to speak your truth, gently, calmly, and clearly. You have lived through enough life to have wisdom that matters. Your voice is not trouble. Your feelings are not an inconvenience. Your thoughts are not something to hide. You don't need to argue. You don't need to raise your voice. You simply need to express yourself with honesty and kindness. Say things like, "Here is how I feel. I see it differently. This is important to me." Even small statements like that release the weight from your heart. 5. Quit ignoring small joys. Somewhere along the way, many of us were taught that joy is something extra, something you earn only after work is finished, chores are done, and everyone else is taken care of. And when life gets quieter in later years, joy can almost slip out of our routine without us noticing. Days can start to look the same: sunrise, meals, television, sleep. Nothing wrong with it, but something is missing. Your brain needs joy, the same way your body needs food and water. When you do something that makes you smile, even something very small, your brain releases tiny signals that lift your mood, protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and make you feel alive. Joy doesn't mean big events or expensive plans. It lives in the smallest moments. Sitting in the sun for 5 minutes, listening to an old favorite song, watering plants with care, feeding birds outside your window, calling someone who makes you laugh, even humming while making tea. These are not silly or childish. These are medicine for the soul. A life without small joys becomes dull and colorless, where days blend into each other. But when you sprinkle your day with even one joyful moment, the world feels softer, lighter, and more open. You have spent decades being responsible. You have earned the right to feel delight again. Make room for a little joy today, even if it lasts only a few minutes. Your heart will feel the difference. 6. Quit overloading your life with medical appointments. Your health is important. Taking your medicine, seeing your doctors, and getting your checkups all matter. But sometimes, without realizing it, life starts to revolve around appointments. One day it's the heart doctor, then the eye doctor, then the lab work, then the pharmacy. Before you know it, the whole week is planned around waiting rooms. And slowly, life begins to feel like a schedule instead of a day to enjoy. There is a name for this: treatment burden. It means that the care meant to help you can sometimes take up so much space that it leaves no room for living. It can make you feel tired, overwhelmed, or like your life belongs to your medical calendar. But there is a gentle way to balance this. For every appointment you have to go to, make a small appointment with something that brings you joy. After the doctor, go for a short walk in the fresh air. Sit in a nice cafe and enjoy a warm drink. Call someone you love. Read on the porch. Watch birds outside your window. Even 15 minutes of joy can reset your spirit. Health is not only physical. Your emotional peace is part of your health too. Your medications and checkups are there to support your life, not replace it. So yes, take care of your body, but also take care of your heart.
7. Quit saying I'm too old for that. It's a phrase many people start using without even thinking. I'm too old for that. You hear it when learning something new feels confusing, when traveling sounds tiring, when technology looks overwhelming, or when you're simply unsure if you can still try something different. But here is the gentle truth. You are not too old. Your brain is still able to learn, adapt, and grow. Science has a word for this: neuroplasticity, which means your brain can form new connections at any age. Yes, even after 70, 80, or 90. Every time you learn something small, a new recipe, a phone feature, a puzzle, a game, a craft, your brain wakes up, your mind becomes more alert, your confidence grows, you feel alive. Trying new things is not about being perfect. It's not about doing it quickly or flawlessly. It's about keeping your spirit open. It's about reminding yourself that life is still happening, right here, right now. And new doesn't have to be big. Learn one new button on your phone. Try a different walking path. Grow a new flower in your garden. Join a small community class. Learn one simple song on a piano or harmonica. Start where you are, slowly, kindly. Replace the words "I can't" with "Why not me?" You have lived through so much. You are still capable of joy, discovery, curiosity, and change. 8. Quit neglecting your sleep. Somewhere along the way, sleep started being treated like something unimportant. People say, "Oh, I get by on just 4 hours," as if that is something to be proud of. But after 70, sleep isn't something extra. It is essential care for your mind and body. During sleep, your brain clears out waste, repairs memory pathways, and resets your mood. Your body relaxes, your heart gets a break, and your immune system strengthens. When you don't get enough rest, everything feels heavier. Thinking becomes slower, your mood becomes more sensitive, and even small tasks feel like too much. And yes, sleep can become lighter and more broken with age. That is natural. But what makes it harder is feeling guilty about resting. Many older adults think resting means they are being lazy. That is simply not true. Rest is not laziness. Rest is healing. If your sleep is broken, don't panic. Focus on gentle habits instead. Keep your bedroom a little cool.
Turn off the TV and phone at least an hour before bed. Drink warm tea or warm water. Stretch your hands, shoulders, and legs slowly. Play soft music or calming sounds. And if your body asks for a short nap during the afternoon, take it without guilt. Even a 20-minute nap can refresh your mind.
9. Quit watching the news all day. Let's talk about something many people don't even notice is affecting them. Watching the news is not bad. It's important to stay informed, to know what's happening in the world. But the problem begins when the news is on all day, playing in the background like constant noise. Most news today is designed to grab attention by focusing on fear, conflict, and problems. The voices are intense, the music is dramatic, the headlines are alarming. When your mind hears this over and over, even if you're not fully listening, your body responds. Your heart beats faster, your breathing changes, stress hormones rise. You start to feel tense, worried, or sad without knowing why. And slowly, the world outside your window begins to look darker than it really is. You may start to trust people less. You may stop wanting to go out. Life begins to shrink. But your world is not meant to be small. There is still beauty, kindness, and calm in your day, if you give your mind space to see it. Try this. Watch or read the news once a day for just 10 to 15 minutes, enough to stay informed, not overwhelmed. Then turn it off. Fill the rest of that time with peace, music, prayer, soft conversation, a walk, or simply sitting near the window and breathing. 10. Quit thinking rest means laziness. For most of your life, you were taught to stay busy. You worked, raised families, managed homes, helped others, and kept going even when you were tired. You didn't slow down because you believed that slowing down meant you were being lazy. That belief stays inside, even now. So when you rest, a small voice may still say, "I should be doing something." But that voice is outdated. It belongs to a time when you had responsibilities that demanded constant effort. Now your life is different, and your needs are different too. Rest is not laziness. Rest is nourishment. Your body is doing more repair work now. Your muscles, bones, and heart all require time to recover and restore. When you rest, you're giving your body energy. When you slow down, you are protecting your health. When you breathe deeply and simply exist for a moment, you are caring for your heart. You do not have to earn rest. You do not need permission to slow down. If you want to sit in your favorite chair with a warm drink, do it. If you want to take an afternoon nap, take it without guilt. If you want to spend quiet time simply watching the sky, let yourself. You have already done the hard work. You have already proven your strength. Now, your peace is the priority. 11. Quit living in the same old chair. Almost every home has one special chair. The chair where you drink your morning coffee, watch your shows, read the newspaper, or rest after a long day. It feels familiar, safe, and comfortable. But sometimes, without noticing, that chair becomes the main place where life happens. Hours pass, days pass, and your world slowly begins to shrink to that single spot. Your body is not meant to stay in one position for so long. When you sit in the same place every day, your circulation slows, your muscles weaken, and your joints stiffen. But something else happens too. Your spirit becomes still. The view stays the same. The routine becomes the same. And slowly your days can start to feel smaller. You don't need to give up the chair, just don't let it become your whole world. Move to a different seat sometimes. Drink your morning tea by a different window. Sit on the porch for a few minutes to feel fresh air. Eat your lunch at the table, not the couch. Walk to another room just to stretch your legs. Even a 5-foot change can change how your mind feels. A new angle, a new light, a new view. It wakes up your senses. Your home has more space than you're using. Your life has more movement than you're allowing. Open it up, gently, slowly, a little more each day. You still have places to go, even if they are just a few steps away. So, my friend, here we are. We've talked about small habits that slowly tighten life around you, not because you did anything wrong, but because life changes quietly over time. And now, you have the chance to gently loosen those knots, to create space again, to breathe again. None of these changes require strength or force. They just require permission from yourself. Let go of the friendships that drain you. Feed your body with care. Move a little every day. Speak your truth softly and confidently. Make space for small joys. Balance your medical care with living. Stay open to learning. Honor your rest. Protect your peace from endless news. And remember to change your seat once in a while. You are not done. Your story has chapters left. There is still laughter waiting, still sunlight waiting, still warm moments that belong to you. Before you go, tell me something in the comments. What is one thing you are ready to quit starting today? Your answer might inspire someone who truly needs it.